Hi, my name is Maruchi van het Veen from Drawing to Health, and welcome back to the course. In the last video, we talked about what cloud storage is, how it works, what it does, and what you can store on them. In this video, we'll be talking about the companies that you can get cloud storage from, and I'll be talking about the 5 biggest names at the moment. So let's get started. Let me see. There you go. So first of all, Google Drive. Google Drive, you might have heard of this, is from Google. So again, if you want to read whatever is on here, just pause the video and you can read it on your own time. I'm just going to be talking a little bit more about Google Drive itself. So Google is a free cloud storage. It provides most users with 15 gigabytes. It's one of the best ones because it's integrated with a lot of things of Google. If, for example, if you have an Android, you might notice that there usually is some sort of Google Photos app, and Google Photos also integrates with Google Drive, so you can synchronize your photos to Google Drive. Google Drive is also an offline service, as in you can see what files and photos are saved online. That doesn't mean you can access them offline. You still do need an internet connection to be able to download them, but you don't need to be online to be able to see what's on there. So that's definitely a pro because not all providers can do that. So Google Drive, you can see what's on there, but if you have no internet connection, you can't really get them. It's, again, integrated into a lot of things because it's very easy to work with for most developers. So, for example, if you scan a document, you can just, most of the time, immediately save it to Google Drive, and then you'll have it in a nice PDF form. So as I said, it's integrated and it's free. So, it's a very nice and easy to use service. Not everyone might like Google because Google's a very big company, and since they integrate into everything, that also means they kind of like get into everything. But again, it's just for convenience sake, it's very nice to have. So that's Google Drive. The second one is Dropbox. Dropbox is also very, very widely popular. And it has a lot of great backup features. Again, it also has a lot of integrations with common apps and whatnot. So it's a great, great service to back up a lot of things to. And it's pretty safe. It's pretty safe. Let's see. The only thing is that they have 2 gigabytes, which in the modern day is not that much, but if you only need to synchronize a few files and photos, this is perfect for you. It also has a remote wipe feature, so you can remove all files from another device so no one can get to it. If, for example, you lose it or it's broken, you can disconnect it from the servers, and that provides a little bit more security. Dropbox, well, as I said, it only has 2 gigabytes, but that's the free storage. If you want more storage, you can get it by, for example, inviting a friend. That usually gets you a little bit more data, or doing some other tasks. I believe if you sign up for their newsletter, you also get a little bit more of extra data. And that'll be free always. Just add it on to your standard 2 gigabytes. If that's not enough for you, you can always buy more. They have a lot of plans for businesses and for personal use, and I believe that the business one is more geared toward multiple users in one server, and the personal one is one person, one server. So that's a little bit of the difference between those. So yeah, Dropbox is also a very good one since it also has a lot of integrations, but on the other hand, to have the same kind of capabilities as Google Drive in the sense of gigabytes, you might need to buy a plan. So that's a little bit of a thing to think about. Moving on to the third is OneDrive. OneDrive is Microsoft's storage solution. See, Google Drive is from Google. Dropbox is their own company, and OneDrive is from Microsoft. So OneDrive integrates especially well with things like PowerPoint and Word and Excel. It provides 10 gigabytes free space to any user of OneDrive, which is nice, especially for documents. They usually don't exceed that much space. They don't need that much. So to have 10 gigabytes for documents only is very nice. That is also one thing that might be a con for most people. It's only for documents and files and maybe some pictures, but not much more can be added to it. So it can be accessed from any device, just like the others. But one thing that is a little, it's easy. It's pre-installed in any Windows computer, so you will always have OneDrive when you buy a new computer with Windows on it. So it becomes a default for a lot of people, but of course you don't have to use OneDrive. If you want to use something else, you use something else. But OneDrive is easy, especially for if you just want to save a document real quick and you don't have if for example you don't have a flash drive but you do have access to OneDrive, it's a bit easier to put it on OneDrive because you don't have to search for your flash drive. It's just OneDrive's there. It's very easy, and it also just requires internet and a browser. That's basically it. And you can also access it from your mobile devices. So if you want to have a document from your computer on your tablet or your phone, it's also very easy to get that. You download the OneDrive app and you can get it on your phone or tablet. So that's OneDrive. That's easiest of OneDrive is just it's Windows integrated, so it makes it a bit easier when dealing with a lot of documents and files. So the next one will be iCloud. Now, iCloud, if you have an iPhone or a MacBook, you already might have known what this one is, but this one is specifically for Apple users. You need to have an Apple account for this. I was almost going to say iCloud account, but no, it's an Apple account. It's the best one for Apple users because it's integrated into everything in Apple. If you take pictures for the first time on your iPhone, it's going to ask you, do you want to save this on iCloud? Because it's very easy. It just immediately saves it. It's very nice, very integrated. You can access it from your phone, from your MacBook, from internet. I mean, you can go to iCloud.com and see what you have stored on your iCloud. It saves not only your pictures and your files, but it also saves system settings. It can save your WhatsApp conversations. And it helps you with messaging. It actually saves your messages on iCloud as well, and that usually applies to the SMS service. That's iMessage, not, I don't know if you know this. iMessage is an iCloud-based SMS service. It automatically saves them for you, so you will always be able to get your texts back with iCloud. So it's a very nice, very nifty service, but the only downside is it's only for Apple. So you either have to have an iPhone or a MacBook, and otherwise you cannot get it. At least you can make an account, but you won't be able to access it without an Apple product, which is a pretty big con for anyone who uses anything but Apple. So that's a thing to think about. And the 5 gigabytes, while it might seem decent, it fills up pretty quickly, especially if you have like if you take a lot of selfies, or you like taking a lot of pictures, or you make a whole lot of notes. That 5 gigabytes is not that much, and they do have paid plans, but as is with Apple, it might be a little bit expensive. So you might be wondering if it's worth it, but that's a personal consideration. I can't really tell you what to do. I do have some advice, and that is for the bigger data, so your pictures, use a different cloud service. And then for the messages and phone settings, use iCloud. That way you have a lot more to work with than just iCloud. With 5 is not that much. But that's me personally. You might love iCloud for all I know. Use whatever feels best for you. So the last one, and this is my personal favorite, is Mega. And Mega is a free cloud service. It has 50 gigabytes of free space. In any user gets 50. It also has, and this is personally for me, I'm a little bit impatient. I like to get my files quickly. So it uses a certain software to download to download a file using multiple connections, and as such, it's very fast. Also, it's very secure. It has, I think, 2 double layer or triple layer encryption, which makes your files exceedingly safe. There is, however, a downside, and that is something that is, if you're forgetful, you might not want this, because you make an account, and that's all well. However, this account, you better not forget your password, because if you do, they won't be able to help you and your data is gone. The reason they do this is because a lot of times when these programs, or not the programs, I'm sorry, when these companies get hacked, it's usually done by either getting the passwords from somewhere or abusing the system. And the way their encryption works is that that can't happen, or at least the chances of that are extremely low. But that also means that if you lose your password, there is no way of recovering it. They do have one thing that they give you at the beginning when you make your account, and they like give you 5 warnings for this, is that they give you a special encryption key that you need to save somewhere. Save that encryption key, and then no matter if you lose your password, as long as you have that key, you'll be able to get your account back. But if you don't have that key, it's gone. So it's a pro as in it's very secure, but it's also a con as in if you lose your password and the key, everything's gone. So that's a very big consideration. I personally have everything written down in a book that I keep safe in my home. It's in a safe. You can't get it unless you know the passcode, so it's triple safe. So for me, it doesn't matter much. I actually like the extra security, especially if I have to temporarily store anything from work or whatever. I can put it there safely, knowing that no one will be able to get to it. And also, it's 50 gigabytes. That's a lot. That's a whole lot of data. Most people won't even need 50 gigabytes, but it's nice to have that much space, especially if you're moving big files from one computer to the next, or if you have a lot of photos from vacations, you can all put it onto Mega, and Mega will just take care of it, and it's great. I love it. Mega also has an app that you can download on your phone. You can put it on your computer as a desktop app, or you can use it from the browser. It has a lot of integrated features, which I love. It also has the ability to make backups for you. Personally, I don't use that. I have a different system for that, but it is very handy because with 50 you can back up quite a lot, especially the more important files. You know that they're safe there. So that's Mega. Yeah, I think that is all for at least this video. So I've showed you 5 companies, 5 which are the most known companies, which have the best policies, good security, good storage options, whatnot. These are the 5 best. There are more, of course, but these are the 5 that we felt are the best for you to use as a beginner. So in the next video, we will talk about the pros and cons of online or cloud storage, and I'm going to give you some tips as to how to best use the storage that you have online. So thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next episode or the next video. Bye bye.